This is Josiah Plays Dead Synchronicity. Tomorrow comes today. We've just arrived in the city, where everything's supposed to be so much better than in the refugee camp, but it doesn't really look like it's better. We've got a real rascal here trying to cut his way into this place. Here's Main Street.
A few buildings are still standing, but most of them are propped up or about to fall down, with a handful of city dwellers in the street that look like automatons or sleepwalkers. But there's no doubt about it. I'm on the 5th Avenue of Doomsday City.
Doomsday City. I want to live in a place called that.
Despite the dilapidated state of it, it still looks like this street is one of the city's major thoroughfares, or at least what's left of it. A few buildings are with a but there's no
shadow.
It's the silhouette of the soldiers guarding the street from around the corner. It seems like those uniformed psychopaths' rifles are projected onto each and every corner of the city.
Even stands intensely. Yeah.
From time to time, the old man with the bolt cutters peers at the shadows, absolutely terrified. Those savages have become an even greater problem for these people than the Great Wave and its aftermath. It's the silhouette, it's onto each.
Alright, so we got ourselves an old man over here.
What the hell is that old man trying to do with that enormous pair of bolt cutters? He can hardly get his hands around them. What the hell is that old...
I really want to walk around in real life talking to myself this way about, people and things. Where they can hear me. And then if they respond or whatever, I can just... I'm not talking to you.
A super high-tech security system is preventing access to this door. A chain and a padlock. Primitive, but effective. A super high-tech primitive.
When our character is actually engaged in a conversation with someone, he sounds like a real person. But whenever he's doing his little commentary on things in the environment, he pretty much sounds like he's reading an encyclopedia.
A super high primitive. Dozens of posters, all shredded, charred, or half torn off. This wall must have been used for advertising before the Great Wave. One of them in particular catches my eye. Deodorants, restaurants, cosmetics, vacation cruises. They seem like messages from another dimension. Dozens of It's a poster advertising an insurance company. The slogan is, "Tomorrow comes today." There's something familiar about this poster. I'd even swear that I actually remember it. For the first time since I woke up, I can say that I can remember something from my former life. Something hazy, related to this image. But what is it?
Tomorrow comes today. It's part of the title of the game. This kind of looks like it could have been him.
It's a poster advertising an insurance company. The slogan is, "Tomorrow comes today." There's something something.
Tomorrow comes today.
It's a poster for something.
Taking it.
Deodorant. They see a dirty window at ground level for ventilation. It's the only opening this building's basement has to the outside. A dirty window. Tomorrow comes today. Or maybe it's just a memory glitch caused by the Great Wave.
Memory glitch.
I'm afraid I can't. I don't think doing this.
Alright, let's talk to the old man. Sky on the poster is weird.
Help me, please! Help me! Don't let them find me in the street after curfew. They'll take me to the refugee camp. Help me, please! But don't make any noise. There's a patrol just round the corner.
The refugee camp, which is for all intents and purposes a concentration camp.
But what is it you need me to do?
It's almost curfew. I need a place to sleep. I need a place to hide, or they'll send me to the refugee camp. Don't you understand?
The good old what method? Okay, listen, old guy. Obviously you've been in the city longer than a day, so where the fuck did you sleep last night? And the night before that? And the night before that? Not in this building, clearly. Just saying. Trying to combine every 2 items in your inventory. Oh yeah. Of course, that's what you do in these games.
What is all this about a curfew?
At curfew, the soldiers want the streets cleared. And the way they see it, if you're out on the street after curfew, it means that you've got nowhere to go. You don't have a home. You don't belong here. And that makes you a rat. And so they take you to the refugee camp. I can't go to the camp. Understand? I can't go there.
No, I do understand. It's a horrible place.
You need a roof over your head, and you don't have anywhere to go.
I used to, but it doesn't exist anymore. I owned an apartment a few blocks from here. The block was badly damaged by the Great Wave, but it was still standing.
And what happened to your home?
This morning we had to evacuate the area in a hurry. We ran out in the streets with whatever we had on. Apparently, the foundation was starting to crumble. And a few hours later, all that was left of my home was a pile of smoking rubble, with 40 years of memories buried beneath it. But I can't let them take me to the camp. I need to get into another house before the curfew. Please, help me.
All right, I get it, pal. Let's just talk about something else for a second.
Changing the subject. I'm looking for a place. Something like a pharmaceutical warehouse. Would you know anything about that?
I don't really know. There's a small medical center just outside the city limits. I suppose you mean that, right? They built it in a hurry, just knocked it together, after the Great Wave. No one really knows what it's for, but there are vehicles going in and out of the place all the time. Whatever they're doing in there, they're keeping it very secret. Not even my daughter would tell me what goes on inside.
Okay, wait a minute.
Did you say your daughter?
Yes, my daughter. My little Uma. She works there as a nurse. I'm afraid she left me. I suppose she got tired of living with a frail, sick old man like me.
That's one
Because
does.
one day she simply left the house, and I haven't seen her since. It's been months now. I think she was
she's
right
dead.
to leave me. These times are hard enough. You don't want to burn yourself with someone like me.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
Help me, please.
Okay, give me those bolt cutters. I'll see what I can do.
This house was empty, but the army has sealed it off. If I can just get this padlock off before curfew, I'll be safe. I need to get in here. But please, don't make too much noise. If the soldiers find us, they won't hesitate to kill us.
Nice. Now that I got the bolt cutters, I'm out of here, fool! What's up? It's Bazang. How you doing? Good to see you. I need to change the category. It's not supposed to be on stuff and nonsense anymore.
Impossible. I'm sorry.
Possible.
I can't do anything with this.
I need to get in there. I need to get in.
I mean, there are other buildings. I'm just saying. It's a city. It doesn't have to be this one particular building. How you doing, Spazang? Yeah, I do need to change my stream category real quick. Back to this actual game, which is called Dead Synchronicity. Tomorrow comes today. And having done that, need to... You doing great? Glad to hear it. Playing another weird game, Spazang. That wave wasn't that great. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a particularly good wave. I thought about that, Nox, but then I thought, no, I doubt that Rose was ever a nurse. She doesn't seem like she could have possibly been a nurse. But you never know. Maybe she was mentally, you know, like damaged or something. Maybe they did an experiment on her. I think she's dead or has already been turned into Soylent Green or whatever they're doing with the people. Hey, Saito, how you doing? Welcome.
That old man needs to find shelter, or he'll be moved to the refugee camp. I'm afraid that in his condition, and his age, he wouldn't last long out there. I feel for him, but I don't see how I can help him. It looks like this. What did he say his daughter's name was? Uma? I hope that woman has a good reason for abandoning him like this. But to be honest, I can't think of one possible reason. That old man, I feel...
I need to get in here. But please, don't make too much noise.
Well, the bolt cutters didn't work for me at this point.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
Help me, please.
Bruh, try a different building.
This chain and padlock had this door locked up tight. Whoever did this made sure that no one would be able to open it again without the right key.
Mm-hmm. Can't we just smash this window? I'm just saying.
A dirty window at ground level.
What do you think about this poster, sir?
I'm not going to give it to anyone. I'm sure this poster hides some important information about my past. Although, it could also be that my faulty memory is playing tricks on me.
That's every day of my life. Everything's set up now. Cool. Great. You got your bed and everything. Got your PC set up, the whole 9 yards. We've got a traffic light.
The traffic in this part of the city must have been especially heavy, but now you can barely hear the sound of the few army vehicles still circulating in the surrounding areas. Without electricity and surrounded by ruins, this traffic light hanging here is as useless and depressing as an unfunny clown.
Good one.
The traffic in this, but now...
Burning drum.
It looks like this heating technology is not limited to the refugee camp.
Heating technology.
These bonfires are used here too, and their emissions are just as toxic here as they are there. What the hell could they be burning in them?
Trash, bro. Aside from the computer room, that's on the back burner for now. Wait, I don't remember you saying that I was on the back burner.
It looks like this heating technology is not limited, and their emissions...
I do remember you saying you had, like, no room. City dwellers.
3 people warming themselves by the fire. They stare into the flames, as if their thoughts were also burning in that rusty old drum. 3 people, as if...
Alright, we got ourselves a philosopher here. I guess I can talk to them.
Hello, friend. You look lost. Come over by the fire.
It's dying down, but maybe it'll last until curfew.
As long as those uniformed psychopaths don't decide to end our little get-together first, of course.
Hey, look! One of those magic bracelets from the camp. They say that place is a real hellhole. A kind of living death. So you've come back from the dead. Do they call you Lazarus?
Well, you could put it that way.
Hey, Taryn, how you doing? Thanks so much for the resub. I really appreciate it. Holy fucking shitballs, yeah. What's going on, Taryn? Don't these people know about the curfew? Guess they do. Thanks, Taryn Walker. I was just watching Taryn play some Dragon Age Origins last night. It's one of his favorite games. If not his actual favorite.
You were saying something about a curfew. What time does it start exactly?
Well, it depends on the mood of the soldiers in this zone. But you know it's time to go home when they start taking their guns out of their holsters.
Today they're extremely jumpy. I don't think it'll be long before they start insulting people and hitting them with their rifle butts.
You guys are awfully hard on them. It's just their crude way of showing us affection.
This guy.
Oh, shut up! In any case, you don't have to worry. That bracelet means you don't have to hide from them. You know, that's one of the privileges that comes with it.
How convenient.
And you? Do you people have to hide?
We try to stay out of their way. The first rule is, be home before curfew. Anyone who isn't gets dragged off to refugee camp. That's one of the strictest laws the Great Wave imposed upon this city.
Yeah, that refugee camp is no bueno. You love anything Dragon Age? Yeah, Dragon Age is great.
Why are you afraid of the soldiers? I'd heard that things function better here.
I don't know where you heard that, friend, but whoever told you that was lying. Here,
Yeah.
things are very ugly and getting uglier every day. Everything's in short supply: water, food, medicine.
We have a surplus of just two things: misery and violence. Life is cheap here, and getting cheaper all the time, especially since the army took over.
The army. I see. And what happened to the other authorities? The politicians? The laws?
Those are distant memories from the old world, my dear. Get them out of your head, because all that collapsed like a house of cards. Since the Great Wave, no one's got any plan, strategy. We're all adrift.
He's right. The most reliable thing we have left is what you see around the corner. Armed teenagers in uniform on the streets, on the rooftops, just as scared as we are, or more, and shooting anything that moves.
I think our common destiny is to finally die of starvation, of disease, or boredom. I don't know which of the three options I find the most cruel. Who knows? Maybe the most sensible thing is to organize a group excursion and break into Suicide Park.
Suicide Park. Don't call it that. It's not funny. That name's as stupid as that hospital they built in such a hurry next to it. It's crazy. The entire city is starving
all
and
coming
sick,
together
and the
now.
soldiers keep those medical facilities locked up like Fort Knox.
Sad to see. Yeah, Malik hasn't been streaming. It's unfortunate. I hope he comes back and streams again soon. Chillin', spent most of the day at the local game con. Oh, that sounds like fun. Did you play any games or? Fort Knox. It's where they keep all the milk, butter, and cheese.
Did you say Suicide Park? Someone in the camp told me about that place.
And the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky. We could sit and count them together, you and I.
When the sun departs from Suicide Park. Yes, I recognize the song. But what the hell is it? Is there really a place with that name?
Yes, it exists. After the Great Wave, and when things were starting to get really ugly here, the weakest among us eased their suffering with a bullet, by overdosing, or by jumping from high places. You know how it is. All those dark stars had a hard time finding a reason to go on living.
There was a terrible wave of suicides, and there still is.
The problem is at some point a problem arose. How should I put it? A serious logistical problem.
Fucking hat
Access to
guy's a
drugs and
douche.
firearms became practically impossible. So the easiest thing was to grab a rope or a belt and go to Suicide Park after dark.
There was a time when it was hard to find a free branch anywhere in the park.
The suicides in the area multiplied at such a rate that the army closed down the park. They said for public health reasons.
For months, the only
Public
thing
health.
blooming in that park were the corpses of the hanged. The place became more like a theme park. Lots of fun for everyone.
Wow.
I told you not to make jokes about that. Don't you have any respect for anything?
Of course not. That was one of the many things I lost in the Great Wave. And one of the things I missed the least, believe me.
This guy's a chump. Oldest loves to buy all the console gaming stuff you sold 20 years ago. Nice. Nice looking Ouroboros ESO medallion. Huh. Cool. No one seems to like their eyes open in this world. Well, if you lived in such a horrible world where everything was shit, maybe you wouldn't want to look around too much either. ESO medallion. Interesting.
But what good is it having medical facilities if no one can use them? I don't understand.
No one does, friend, but that's the way it is. I don't know why anyone would want to go into that building, but I can assure you that they're not going to get treated for anything in there, not even for a miserable cold.
Besides, it's a real fortress. The person will be more likely to come out sick from an overdose of gunpowder and lead. You know how it is, dear. There's no cure for love or death. Hey, I like that last phrase. It would make a good opening line for a story.
Oh, will you shut up for once, Ramon? Don't pay any
Seriously.
attention to him. In the old world, he earned his living writing stories.
That
And he
explains a lot.
still thinks that all that waste paper might someday be useful after the Great Wave.
And in fact, it is. A good deal of that scrap paper is fueling this bonfire right now, dear. So I can consider my literary career to have been worthwhile.
Fucking writers.
And do you know how things are elsewhere? Do you get news from outside?
I'm afraid not. With no communications or transportation, and with the army on every corner, we are totally cut off.
Who cares anyway? When you don't know from one day to the next if you're going to be alive, there's no time to worry about what happens 100, 1,000, or 100,000 miles away.
I understand. Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company, friend.
Okay.
It looks like this heating and they're city dwellers, marking time until curfew. After that, the street will have to be totally deserted. 3 people warm as if they're
So we've also got the fire reflecting in the stained glass window. We got the ruins of a church here.
Judging from what remains of the stained glass windows and the murals, this pile of rubble must have been a place of worship before the Great Wave struck. Now it's one of the most badly damaged buildings in the area. There are hardly any walls still standing. Judging from what remains, now it's...
This guy's got it all figured out. Subway entrance.
What was formerly the entrance to a subway stop is now a bunker reinforced with bricks and cement. A moldy sign says, "Subway service suspended until further notice." I imagine the train tunnels were flooded or ruined after the Great Wave.
Let's see. Subway
A metal sign bolted to the wall. It's the logo of the local subway system. And from what I can see, one of the edges is slightly detached.
Am I going to steal this sign?
What was formerly the entrance subway, I imagine a metal sign. And let's see. I can try to rip it off. Nothing. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get it off with my hands.
You can never do anything. I think our guy's not very strong here.
A metal and
Yes, but what if I use this poster on
use
it?
this here? How?
Use your imagination, Michael.
I can't quite see how to use this ID bracelet here.
God damn it, Michael. Okay, so I can go this way, or into the church, or over here. I can't go around that corner, though, where the gendarmes are, so to speak. Not literal gendarmes, but... Okay. Let's go in the church. Into the church.
Send us a sign,
Oh!
Lord. We need a sign from you.
Hey, wait a minute. I know that voice.
Are we guilty of arousing your rage? Did we do it? Speak with your tongue of fire, Lord. Purge us with unrelenting justice. Send us a sign.
We found better
Is
clip.
this our doing? Are you punishing us for our arrogance? Unleash your thunderous voice, Lord. Release us from this intolerable uncertainty. Did we do it? Send us a sign.
I'm getting a strong impression that man's a fanatic and a little bit deranged, but his sermon made me curious. What could he mean by, "we did it"?
The thunderous voice of your angels through the gash. That is your sign.
Oh, this is happening again.
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed.
Did
God,
we do it?
I think I'm starting to
Are
lose my
we the
mind.
guilty ones?
See, I think I'm not always seeing the future. Sometimes it seems to be the future, but I think that was the past. Because everything was all perfect and not... I mean, maybe this will all get rebuilt perfectly in the future, but...
The thunderous voice of your angels
Seem more
through
like the
gash.
past.
That is your sign.
Okay, I don't need to keep hearing the phrase angels through the gash. It's not what I was looking for today. Here's somebody that doesn't matter. Ooh, glass shards.
A handful of tiny shards of brightly colored glass, the remains of the stained glass window on this side of the church, destroyed by the Great Wave. A handful of the
Hey, don't touch our glass shards. After all, that's a pastor. Oh, Nox.
They come from one of the church's broken stained glass windows. They're pretty and eye-catching, and have a nice variety of colors.
Alright, see you later, Taryn. Thanks for coming by. Oh, thanks for the bits as well as the sub. I really appreciate it, Taryn. Have a good time. See you later.
I don't think this handful of glass shards would be of any use here. Better not. That would be a waste of time. I don't think this... Why would I want...
Broken window.
The remains of the stained glass window that went with the intact one on the other side of the door of the church. The Great Wave must have shattered it.
Or, you know, it could have gotten broken any other way.
The remains of the stained glass...
Put the glass back in the window.
Although they were originally part of the stained glass window, I think that no matter how hard I try, these glass shards will never be part of it again.
He doesn't have mending, apparently.
The thunderous voice of your angels through the gash.
Toppled column. Somebody rammed the pillar in here.
Considering the condition of the rest of the church, it's amazing that the stained glass window is still in place and practically intact. Such little light that gets in from the street gives it a ghostly appearance. I'm no expert, but I'd say that the scene represents Lucifer being expelled from the kingdom of heaven. It's funny that this was the only stained glass window in the entire church to survive the Great Wave.
Really funny. Super funny.
Considering the condition...
It's not funny, haha. Sculpture.
The only statue in this place still standing. It's Saint... What's his name? Patron saint of... Who knows what? I'm afraid that if I ever was a believer, all that information has also been blanked. The only What's... The catastrophe caused a lot of damage to the statue's pedestal. The fact that the statue is still standing is a miracle. The catastrophe is a miracle.
Hey, what's up, boss? How you doing? You own it, got it for free, voted for it? Nice. Nice.
This column fragment must have fallen off one of the walls during the catastrophe. Now it's keeping the pedestal of the statue company. This column now...
Oh yeah? Glass shards.
I don't think I'd gain anything by... I wouldn't know how to use...
The thunderous voice of your angels through the gash.
This enormous stone cross casts a giant shadow across the aisle of the church. Perhaps that wasn't the original intention, but the result is pretty gloomy and menacing. It's the cross of the main altar. It depicts an ancient instrument of torture, with a poor, humiliated, martyred man hanging on it. This enormous stone... Perhaps...
Pews. Pew pew.
Seated on these disarranged pews, some people are listening to the preacher. Others just nod off. I guess they don't have anywhere else to go.
We still have time.
Originally, this was just a big empty room where everybody came to cry. But then somebody said, less QQ, more pew pew. And they brought these in.
Seated on these disarranged pews, some people are listening to the preacher. Others just nod off. I guess they don't have anywhere else to go.
Here's some parishioners. Is that really a word that anyone uses?
Voice of your angels through the gash. That is your sign.
A few parishioners listen to the words of the preacher, mesmerized. Although I'm sure that, like me, they can't decipher the meaning of his mystical rants either.
I don't think they give a fuck. They just want to sit inside on a fucking pew.
A few parishioners, although they can't...
That is your sign.
That must be Reverend Blake, the preacher I heard about in the camp. I don't understand a word of that man's sermon. And I'm afraid the other faithful don't either. Could that be the reason why everyone reveres him so much? The man's message intrigues me. We did it. We did it. Who does he mean by we? And what exactly did we do?
We fucking wrecked the world somehow, obviously.
That must be Reverend Blake. I don't understand. Could that...
The ruins of the temple. The
Alright, let's
lion
talk to
above
this
the
motherfucker.
flames.
I'm not going to interrupt him in the middle of his sermon. That would be rude.
You're walking around taking people's stuff left and right. You're worried about being rude?
I'm not going to interrupt.
Okay. We'll be back. Hey, there's a little rat right there. Fenris. I like traffic lights. I like traffic lights. I like traffic lights. That is what I said. I like traffic lights. Oh, there's the medical center. I like traffic lights. I like traffic lights. But not when they are red.
It's one of the ways into the city's sewer system. The Great Wave wrecked this place. Did the same thing happen down there? It's one of the ways into the...
He won't be able to lift this.
So,
Calling
let's
it
see.
now.
Impossible. It's not that it's super heavy. It's that there's hardly any place to insert your fingers to lift this manhole cover.
He calls everything fucking impossible.
So... Impossible.
Oh yeah? How about some glass shards?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah, okay. There. Damp soil.
Strange. The soil here seems darker and less packed than the soil around it. In fact, the mud in this part of the ground is a bit damp and mushy. My fingers even leave marks in it when I touch it.
Wow, exciting.
One area has looser, mushier soil than around the rest of the fence. My fingers sink into the mud quite easily.
Because a dog was pissing there. Congratulations.
One area,
You now have dog piss mud hands. Rotten fish? How it come there's nasty ass fish in every game now?
These are the remains of the fish that used to swim around in the fountain. It looks like the catastrophe caught them by surprise, too. Ugh. The smell they give off is nauseating. These are the remains. Ugh. You can smell these dead creatures from several yards away. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with my hands, to say nothing of putting them in my pocket.
You were just digging around in dog piss mud, but whatever.
A bucolic fountain covered with ivy and moss. The park's desolation gives it an air of mystery from the side of the fence. In its day, it must have been home to a school of goldfish, which I suppose are now gradually decomposing inside it. A bucolic fountain. Someone went to a lot of trouble to weld the front gate of the park shut. I'm afraid that access is totally and hopelessly blocked.
Oh, this is Suicide Park.
Someone went to a... I'm afraid...
Plank with message.
Closed for public health reasons is written on this piece of wood nailed to the stump. Wait a minute. Health with no A? Closed for is written... Wait a minute.
Yeah, we're just gonna take that. Ooh, a plank with message.
A piece of wood with... I assume...
Rusty
The nails
nail.
that held up the sign announcing the closure of Suicide Park. They're incredibly rusty. But considering the epidemic of the dissolved, tetanus is the least of my worries at the moment. They were nailed into it. I have no intention of putting them back in their holes. I hate the grating sound of glass being scratched. It jangles my nerves, so I won't do it. I don't see any need to nail anything to this. That wouldn't serve any purpose. I don't see any need to nail anything to this. I can't use these two objects together. To tell the truth, using this piece of wood with that wouldn't help me much.
Wouldn't help me much?
I don't think doing this... To tell the truth...
Fine. There's a plaque.
Southside Park. Would you believe it? This must be the famous Suicide Park I've been hearing so much about. Huh. The pun is as witty as it is macabre.
I get it. It kind of makes sense. Southside, suicide, they kind of sound the same.
Aha. So Suicide Park is Southside Park. After what I've heard about this place, it sends shivers down my spine to think of what might be on the other side of this gate.
I mean, a bunch of dead people, presumably. Hold on. Beechwood Oracle. Okay, that's not anything. Apparently I can go that way.
Judging from its girth, this giant must have lived for hundreds of years before someone got the bright idea of cutting it down. Now the stump is guarding the entrance to the park. Judging from its girth, now...
Vehicle entrance. There we go. All I gotta do is use this plank on this manhole.
This plank doesn't quite fit anywhere.
All I gotta do is use these nails on this manhole.
It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
All I gotta do is use these nails on the
Best
gate.
not to waste time trying to nail this here. I don't quite see how...
Okay. Vehicle entrance, medical center, dense vegetation, security fence.
This thick wall of trees goes from one end of the compound to the other. It's so dense that you can hardly see anything through it. Who the hell would think to build these facilities without clearing the lot first?
Indeed. Tree maxed out its girth slider before dying. Yeah.
Huh. I can only make out a tangle of wild vegetation closing in on the main building. It looks even smaller and more insignificant at the foot of that green wall. This thick... Who the... It's rather disconcerting to see such a small building surrounded by such extreme security measures. Could this be the medical center people have been telling me about?
Yes, because it says medical center when you mouse over it.
Soldiers, searchlights, barbed wire? All this for a simple aspirin warehouse? I don't know what the hell they're storing in there, but I'm sure it's something important. It's rather disconcerting. I can't see any entrance for pedestrians from here, which would seem to indicate that you can only get inside the compound through that barrier. I can't see, which would... This fence protects the compound on all four sides, as impenetrable and menacing as the one around the refugee camp. It seems like barbed wire barricades are the only architecture possible in this new world. This fence protects the compound and all... It seems...
Okay, vehicle entrance.
This entrance is reserved for authorized motor vehicles only. Get away from it. Move on.
Oh, they're not messing around.
Those savages don't get around. I'd better avoid getting too close to that area, at least on foot.
Let's try it again.
This entrance is reserved.
I have a plan, you guys.
Those savages don't get
A
at least
foolproof plan. All I need to do is keep doing that until they run out of bullets. It's that simple. I can effectively disarm these guards by forcing them to fire a bullet at my feet endlessly until they run out of bullets. Boom. Checkmate. I'm going to have to steal the motorcycle probably to be able to get in here. The army motorcycle. Wait. I can go this way too. What's up with the damp soil? That doesn't make any sense.
Good idea. I can try to remove the damp
I
earth
guess
with
it
these
does
shards of
make
glass.
sense. Seems kind of ridiculous, but okay.
I've managed to excavate a little bit, but these shards of glass are too small and blunt. Maybe I need something bigger that cuts better to make a decent hole.
You think? Can you imagine trying to dig a hole with little shards of glass? That would be a total shit show.
Better not. If I want to dig deeper, this plank won't help me. I need something sharper.
How about some nails? That's a terrible idea.
Impossible. They're too small. They'd get stuck in the mud. If I want to dig around it, I'll need something else.
You're right. Posters are for digging.
Hanging up this poster here wouldn't do anything for me. Use this here? How?
Okay.
The park is closed down, and the front gate is locked shut. If I want to get in there, it won't be through the gate.
Okay, I get it. Alright. How do I get the subway sign?
I wouldn't know how to use it. I don't think I'd gain it. It's not that securely attached to the wall, but I need something stronger to tear this sign down.
Okay. City dwellers.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure, but make it snappy. Can't you see that we're very busy?
What goes on inside that church? Has everyone gone completely crazy?
Are you referring to the pastor and his flock? Oh, don't pay too much attention to them. Reverend Blake is a good man. He helped a lot of people after the Great Wave. But he gradually started to lose his mind until he reached the state he's in now.
Well, I stopped by once or twice to listen to him preach. The days are long. You have to find something to do. I try to go at this time of day. There are fewer people because it's almost curfew time. The Reverend seems obsessed with that atmospheric phenomenon in the sky.
The
And with
gash.
religious themes of guilt and repentance. Although I think he's actually just talking about himself. But the most surprising thing about all this is that he has hundreds of followers. And he's attracting more and more all the time from all over the city. And they even let him into the refugee camp once in a while to preach there. People adore him.
Why does that surprise you? We've been following sane leaders since time began, and look where that got us. Maybe it's time to start following the crazier ones.
Way ahead of you
That's the
there.
most sensible thing I've heard you say all day.
The gash. I'm proud that my country's already gotten a head start on the following crazy leaders thing. Be free substitutes to people following the Great Wave. Very important. Yes.
Atmospheric phenomenon? Are you referring to the gash in the sky? In the camp, no one knows what it is.
On this side of the fence, the authorities have come up with their own scientific term: atypical controlled turbulence in the upper ionosphere. Though I suppose that's just a fancy way of telling us that they have no idea what the hell it was that split the sky in two after the Great Wave.
It makes my blood run cold when that aberration starts to grind out that noise like a piece of rusty machinery.
I wish those scrambled little clouds up there were the worst of our problems, dear.
Oh, shut up.
Everybody fucking hates Ramon.
Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company, friend.
Hey, buddy, I got the solution for your problem.
I need to get in.
I'm sorry.
Help.
All that's needed is some glass shards.
I wouldn't know how to use it. So I won't.
All that's needed is a plank.
I'm afraid I can't do that. This plank doesn't quite fit anywhere.
You could smash the window with it. All that's needed are some nails.
It doesn't look like it's having any effect. Scratching the glass with the nails wouldn't do much good. Besides, I hate the squeaky sound of sharp objects on glass.
Fine, fine. Oh, this leads back out to the city. I mean, to the shithole camp. Oh no, not this again.
Oh no. It's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
So back then, this thing was still here.
It looks like quite a bit nowadays.
But the rest of this stuff wasn't. Nothing I'm gonna be able to do to get in here.
Impossible.
He loves saying impossible. What if a plank is useful here?
This plank... I don't quite see how...
Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to be able to do anything with the big hole with this stuff either.
I don't mean to bother you, but... Hey. I won't bother...
What do you guys think of this poster?
I prefer to hold on to it. I think this will be more useful to me.
Blank them up?
If they find out that I ripped it off the park entrance, I'm a dead man. So it's better if I don't show it to them.
Also, spelling errors really offend them.
The gray of the cement, it's fat.
Wall of shame.
A pool of blood. It gives
Where the guy was shot. I have to tell the city, sorry, I found the medical place and I can't get in. So good luck with your life.
Did you bring me what you promised me, rat?
No, not yet, but I'm working on it.
Then get out of my sight and don't make me regret giving you the bracelet. Don't come back here without that morphine from my husband, like I said. There'll be a fat wad of cash waiting for you.
Yes, I know.
Does anyone even use cash? Hey, what's up, Dennis? How you doing? Good to see you. We were just talking about you. Spazang was just here. We were saying...
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed.
We were just talking about how we...
Good God.
We're
I
hoping...
think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Hoping you were gonna stream sometime. How's things going with you?
They're the mole's sons. They're practicing their marksmanship. They say they want to avenge their father. They probably witnessed how their father was shot out there. Poor kids.
Hello, Michael.
You did a very good job with your mission. I owe you.
Yes, our dad would be proud. Are you going to give us a reward, Michael?
Of course. You deserve it. Give me time to bring you something.
Yeah!
Here, kids, have some nails. Nails are fun for kids. Have some broken
I have
glass.
to get going. Keep practicing your marksmanship, boys.
You chilling? You good? You chilling?
Those boys are expecting some type of reward for completing their mission, and I don't think they're going to find this very exciting.
You don't know what they'll find exciting.
Those boys are, and I don't.
If I was a kid and somebody offered me...
Those boys are, and I don't.
You know?
Those boys are...
Some of these fine treasures...
That must be that strange phenomenon in this. God is urging his angels to punish us through the wound.
I'd be delighted. Not going to be streaming anytime soon? Just because... Is it because you're too busy, or is it because you just don't feel like it? These motherfuckers definitely still need to die, but... I don't really feel like there's anything to do here. These guys. Alright, getting back into RC racing stuff. Cool, cool. Tents. Then we got this guy.
Hello, mister. Are you still waiting?
I still am. That's all I can do at this point, don't you agree?
I should be going on my way.
You know what he's waiting for? A poster.
I'm not going to give it to anyone. I'm sure. Although, it doesn't seem like a good idea. It's just a handful of glass shards. I don't think anyone could be very interested in them.
Somebody obviously could be because you picked them up, Michael.
I'm not going to give it to anyone. The entire world is turned into a trash heap. Do I really think I'm going to find someone who wants a handful of rusty nails?
You obviously wanted them. You took them. Somebody might think they need them to solve a puzzle or something. Light fixture. From time to time, but for now you're taking a massive break. Okay,
Here
that's
goes.
understandable.
It's impossible to budge these drums at all.
Impossible. Impossible.
This plank doesn't quite fit anywhere. The cable. Use this here. This plank.
This plank sucks.
I don't think I.
Is this a new game? Not really. Oh, can I use one of these things to get the poster? Will get this car door
Hanging
open.
up this poster here wouldn't do anything for me.
Glass shards, the key to getting into any car.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Planks, the key to getting into any
This
car.
plank.
Nails, the key to getting into any car.
It doesn't look.
Okay. Uh-oh. There we go again.
Oh no. It's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything.
He's really perplexed by this every time.
Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, we don't care. You say the same thing every damn time. What if I were to...
Can I ask you a few...
All is...
Yeah.
Well...
Just...
Been through all that. What if I were to... You know... Hey, look, everybody, through the window. It's a poster.
Hanging up this poster...
Hey, look, everybody, it's glass shards.
I hate... So I...
Hey, look, everybody, it's a plank.
I don't quite see how I...
Hey, look, everybody, it's nails.
Scratching the glass. Besides...
He hates the squeaky sound. Okay. Can I do anything with the protruding bed spring here?
Hanging up this... The oil lamp is better enough. Use this here.
Can I...
Well, not in the best shape. This wood is still too hard to break with the protruding bed spring.
Mm-hmm. Nails.
Hmm.
I think there's shit to do in here right now. Playing Darkest Dungeon yesterday and Josiah X saved my ass? Yeah, he did. Of course he did. That's how Josiah X fucking rolls. That's how he rolls. Okay, this is...
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is...
Yeah, we know.
Good God.
We know. That's great. Super thrilled for you and your sensation. I might need to ask the hunter about the medical thing. I seem to be running out of ideas. Let's talk to the bartender again.
Hello again. I'm not really...
What do you think about this poster?
I prefer to hold on. I'm not going to give it to anyone. Although, it doesn't seem...
Hi, Mike. So what brings you here?
I gotta ask about this.
A friend of mine is in a bad way. I need to know if there's a drug that can help the dissolved, and how to get it.
A friend of yours, huh? Friendship is important, Mike. The camp is a very tough place, and you have to be loyal to your people. I like your gesture. Do I know this person?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, look, dude, I've heard something about that cure, but I don't know if it's true or just a camp legend. Sometimes desperation leads to wishful thinking. You know how it is. But if that drug exists, I can think of only one place you'd be able to find it.
Yeah, I know where it is.
There's a small medical center on the outskirts of the city.
No shit.
It's more
Tell me
like
how
a
to get
pharmaceutical warehouse, but it's heavily guarded. I bet my bottom dollar that's where they keep anything that valuable. Maybe you should take a look at that building, if you can find a way out of this hellhole, that is. And I can't help you with that. You know I like you, dude. Let me give you a piece of advice. Stay away from those untouchables. From the dissolved. They won't bring you anything but trouble.
What more can you tell me about the dissolved?
Only what the authorities say. And that's all I need to know. The disease is fatal. And they say you can catch it just by breathing next to one of those untouchables. That's why they have to get rid of them as soon as possible. Have you ever seen one of those poor suckers die, dude?
No, I haven't.
Well, you're lucky, Mike. I don't recommend it. It's a horrible spectacle. It goes something like this. After weeks of drifting in and out of their trances, something happens inside their bodies. Something fails all of a sudden. The pain makes them kick and scream like pigs in a slaughterhouse. Then their flesh begins to melt, to become liquid. Do you understand, Mike? That's why they gave it that name. They literally dissolve.
But that's terrible. Those poor people.
On the contrary, dude, those bastards spread the plague. It's them or us. Understand? Anyway, you know how it works. The cleanup brigades tend to be more than generous with responsible citizens who help them with their mission of tracking down the dissolved.
And can't you get hold of some of that drug for me?
I don't get mixed up in things like that,
I have
dude.
the finest nails
the
and
Army has
broken
made
glass
it very
in the
clear.
camp.
Helping or hiding the dissolved will be severely punished. Not even collaborators are free from reprisals. You saw what happened to that mole. Those pigs are ruthless about this.
What are you talking about, those pigs?
That's camp slang. The soldiers, the cleanup brigades.
Oh, right,
the inhabitants of this
those
shithole
pigs.
call anyone with a rifle and a uniform a pig. They can blow your head off right on the spot with impunity.
Okay.
I should be going now.
Fine, Mike. You're welcome anytime. Remember, dude, here we can get you whatever you
Dude.
need. No questions asked.
Except for the medicine. When you say whatever you need, you actually mean not whatever I need.
I'm not going to give it to anyone. I'm not going to give it to
What do you think of this poster?
I'm not going to give it to... Although...
What do you think of these glass shards?
I prefer to hold on to it.
What do you think?
I don't think this...
What do you think of this plank?
It's a wooden plank with a badly written message. Why would anyone want that?
Yeah, why would they? You have it in your inventory.
It doesn't seem like a...
Well, he wasn't really very helpful as far as telling me how to get in there. Light fixture.
This bright light. There are some inns that end up getting...
Drums.
Dozens of drums, which would suggest...
Electrical cable.
It's a thick cable that runs along that building's... But I can't see it. Someone placed a bunch of... Oh. Dented, dirty, and in pretty bad shape.
It's too intense. I mean, use nails on the water
Best not
tank?
to waste time trying to nail this here. I don't think I...
These fuckers.
Hey!
Hello again. Have you come back to...
Let me into the van.
Of course, it's none of our business, but
Got any?
No.
Then come back with a very.
The girl said something. It seemed maybe it was a. I'll come back with.
now that's
Yeah, okay.
I don't have any.
But I have a poster.
I'm not going to give it to any. Although, hanging up this poster. The wreck of an old ice cream truck. It looks like.
Ice cream truck.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
hey, pal. My partner and I don't kid around.
Extremely. You don't have.
They're like, we don't kid around when it comes to defending our stuff, but actually we do, because every time we warn you, we end up not doing anything. When he scratched into the moist mud, that was a rager. Maybe I could use the... No, I already tried using all this stuff on the moist mud. That was exciting times, though. Okay, so there's no way I'm going to be able to... Nope. Going to be able to get whatever this is. I don't know how to distract these
Maybe this other
guards.
aura.
Hey, Rat. I don't.
Are you one of those people who...
I'm beginning to get... I'm stepping...
Not actually sure what to do now. Maybe go back to the weird hole over here. Tree. None of these things seem very useful here.
I'm afraid I... Best not to wait. It doesn't look... Best not to wait. I don't quite see... I wouldn't know... Use this.
Yeah, these things aren't going to do me any good here.
This plank... I don't think I... This plank... I'm afraid I... Hanging up this post... It doesn't... Hanging up this... I don't...
Yeah, no shit. Okay. So back to the city. We don't know how to help this guy. These people are useless. Is the preacher done preaching?
The ruins of the temple, the lion above the flames. We still have time. The ruins
Let's
of
see.
the temple.
If I wedge one of the ends of the plank under the statue's pedestal, the other part will rest directly on the base of the toppled column.
That seems like it was very helpful. What, now I can use it as a lever? That's kind of what I was thinking, to cause this to fall over. But what good will that do?
Are we the guilty ones?
A wooden plank wedged under the foot of the religious statue, acting as a lever with rather blasphemous intentions.
Blasphemous!
The pedestal...
Did we do it? Are we the guilty ones? We're waiting, Lord. Did we do it? Illuminate us. Send us a sign with your just and vengeful arm. Is this our fault? Listen! It's the fiery breath of God. The Lord has sent us his sign. And I was right. It is all our fault. We did it. And we have aroused his fury.
But what the hell's going on here?
Look, that's the sign. Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. Repent, all ye sinners.
It's the atmospheric phenomenon I've been hearing so much about. That infernal sound coming from the crack in the sky. It's terrifying.
That is the sign. We did it. Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. My children, God has spoken to us with his darkest voice. Haven't you heard him? But there's still
Is that like his
time.
darkest chocolate?
All is not lost. We still have time. Salvation lies in the place where it all began, in the ruins, at the source. We must return to the ruins of the temple. We must return. We must.
And he's gone. Oh no, he's just sitting down. Now I could talk to him.
Among all the fragments of the stained glass window scattered on the floor, there was one big piece of glass. Well, look at that. Next to this enormous hunk of glass, the colored glass shards I picked up earlier look ridiculous. I'd better get rid of them.
What do you mean I'd better get rid of them? We don't just get rid of things.
A hard, thick piece of glass, and it has a very, very sharp point.
Oh, now we got something. We could dig with that.
This is a stone fragment that served as a fulcrum for my lever. Physics and religion in peaceful coexistence, and with no need to burn anyone at the stake.
If by peaceful coexistence you mean, like, literal iconoclasm. Knocking over all kind of religious sculptures and shit. Well, now I can talk to Reverend
disordered
Blake. So that'll be exciting. Haven't saved in a while.
Hello. I heard your sermon and...
Yeah, God has shown us his sign. He has finally spoken to all of us. With his thunderous voice,
Jubilation!
he has revealed the unknown. We did it. It's all our fault. We did it. But there's still time. All is not lost. There's still time to avoid it. The head of the lion above the flames that holds the key to everything.
What? This guy's such a weirdo. Jubilation. Like, what is that he's even holding? Is that like a tiny miniature pitchfork?
But what is it we did?
Time is the will of God. It is his heart and his hammer.
Okay.
Centuries and
Vivek.
the ages belong solely to him. The celestial empire is a divine clock. Time rotates around God. Its hands are his angels and archangels. Now I see it all clearly. How could we have been so stupid? Our arrogance had enraged him. That's what we did.
This man is definitely crazy. Nothing he says makes any sense.
I beg you, leave my brother in peace. He's very upset.
Peace comes after the questions. By my word, I grind the gears, yeah. Wand of Thaumaturgy. I'm playing Super Mario Maker 2 now, designing a new level. Cool. Sounds fun.
We did what? I'm sorry.
This
I
is
didn't understand a
anybody
word you
talking to
said.
Sardik.
We sullied his name. We didn't know that each second is a drop of Christ's blood, and that only he can reign over the interval, over the infinite mysticism of the fragment. Only he can reign over time with his incandescent omnipotence, and we were unable to see it. And now he is enraged, and we're to blame. That's what we did.
Still don't get it.
I still don't understand what it is we did.
Each cycle is a fluorescent gust of God's will, don't you see? Can't you see it? He reigns over the days and the hours from the inscrutable luminescence of his dwelling place. And we are just instants that slip through his fingers. Time is his, and his alone. And we tried to wrest it from him. That's what we did.
Okay, hold on. I'm just asking. Does your god live in the traffic light that's out there? Yeah. Do the writers have a touch of the psychosis? Maybe. What signs, man? I just knocked over a statue. It's not a sign from God.
What signs are you referring to?
The dark angels of God clamor madly through the open wound that is bleeding the kingdom of heaven dry. Haven't you heard? They were speaking with a thunderous voice. God is furious. That is his sign.
I suppose in his delirium, the man has mistaken that strange sound coming from the gash in the sky left by the great wave as a sign from the heavens. He's definitely lost his mind.
Please be so kind as to leave us in peace. Can't you see that my brother is very agitated?
Nobody's talking to you, Karen. Maybe God just has resting, furious voice. You know, he just sounds like that. People always think I'm mad! This is just how I talk! I'm not mad at all! Don't apologize! Don't you see when man tried to steal time from God, put him under arrest? We tried to steal time from God, but all we got was infinite oregano.
I assume you're referring to the atmospheric phenomenon in the sky caused by the great wave.
No, no! It's the stench of human arrogance that made the gears of the gates of hell grind.
By my word,
and now they're opening up like a festering wound to swallow us all. Can it be that you haven't heard it? That is his sign.
I mean, couldn't it just be, you know, some other sound?
Excuse me, but I don't think that was a divine sign.
We've lacerated the sacred skin of the shroud God enveloped us in.
Sounds serious.
We've betrayed him. We've stabbed him with our infinite arrogance. And you can see the mark etched on the heavens. Through that gash, Lucifer has shouted our name from on high. Satan is calling each and every one of us by name. Can't you hear it? That is his sign.
Okay, listen, Father, I'm a little confused on the timeline here. If Lucifer is up in heaven shouting down to us, but he's also Satan, but he's still in heaven shouting down to us, what, I mean, is he still an angel? Has he fallen? Why do we also call him? I mean, just, I need a little clarification on where we fall within the biblical, mythological timeline, please.
Tell me, what is it that we can still prevent?
The wrath of God, the destruction of man. There's still time. We did it, but we still have time. The key is in the ruins of the temple. We have to find the ruins of the temple. Look for the head of the lion above the flames. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames while there's still time.
But this church is already in ruins. It hardly has any walls or a foundation left. You're already in the ruins of the temple.
No, you're mistaken. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames.
Okay.
That's enough. Stop tormenting my brother. He's exhausted.
The head of the lion above the flames? That sounds absurd. It makes no sense.
Cool.
I think it's best that I leave you in peace.
Yes, leave my brother in peace.
There's still time. There's still time. Bring me the head of the lion
I know,
above the
man.
flames.
You've made that point. Updated my journal. Bring him the head of the lion above the flames? Reverend Blake is even crazier than I thought. Did we get any clues from this?
Oh, my head! What the hell's going on? Oh, God! My head feels like it's gonna explode!
Michael, please, help us! Help us! Please, remember, Beechwood Oracle.
Repent! It's the sun! Was it our fault? Did we...
That part makes sense now.
We did it!
trailer. I'm trying to remember.
You wonder if he's one of the dissolved? Maybe.
I hope Rod helps me find some answers. If not, I'll go mad. Absolutely mad.
Well, that didn't help us anything with any lions above flames or anything, so...
She meditates in silence, resigned and exhausted. Considering the mental state of Reverend Blake, I guess it falls to her to take care of him night and day. She meditates...
What do you guys think of this poster, though?
I'm not going to give it to anyone. Although...
What do you guys think of nails?
I prefer to hold... The entire world is turned into...
What do you guys think of...
It doesn't seem like a... It took a lot to get it. I'm not going to give up this piece of glass just yet.
Is that plank made of beechwood? Plank is gone. So maybe that was... I don't think that was the beechwood oracle, though. Seems like it would be something of greater import than that. Well, I think we can go dig with this bigger piece of glass now. Head of the lion above the flames. Here's some flames. Excuse me, is one of you the lion? Because if so, I'm going to need your head.
What for? I'd only end up cutting my hand.
Cool. Let's dig.
I'll do this very carefully, so that the glass doesn't break in two.
Glass breaks in 5.
Perfect. The hole I've dug is big enough to get to the other side of the fence.
Oh, that was a significant fucking hole. This isn't gonna do anything.
Use this here? How?
I don't know. You're the protagonist. You're supposed to think of these things.
I've dug a hole big enough to get under the gate. Now it's my private entrance to the park. It's not exactly comfortable, but it works.
Oh yeah, we're in there. Now I can get the nasty ass fish.
I refuse to touch that repulsive mess and put it in my pocket. It's absolutely putrid. These are the remains of the fish. Ugh.
Wrap those fish in this poster.
Hanging up this poster.
Okay. Fountain, the gate, the plaque. And into suicide. Oh shit, there are a bunch of bodies hanging everywhere.
Good God. There are dozens, hundreds of corpses hanging from the branches. What could have drawn all these people here? What kind of pain? What kind of desperation brought them here? These are the corpses of ordinary people who were living their ordinary lives in their ordinary little worlds up to a very short time ago. Could any of them have imagined meeting an end like this back then? Forgotten and nameless, swaying in the breeze like marionettes. And all those savages in uniforms did was close the park. They didn't even bother to cut their bodies down from the trees. I'm afraid that tonight, there are too many dark stars to count in Suicide Park.
I mean, speaking as someone who played Disco Elysium, sometimes you can't just take a body down from a tree right away. It might take some time. Making ramen noodles have the munchies. Ramen noodles are good. You mixing anything with them, or? Oh no, here we go. Interesting, the bodies are still in the trees.
That guy is... the suicide victim who was hanging from this tree. No, don't do it, please! No! Good God, I saw him hang himself.
Yeah, no shit. It seems like this must have been in the very recent past then, because that just happened recently, presumably.
Wherever I look, I see corpses hanging from these branches, some so recent that the shadows of their faces make it seem like they're following you with their gaze. Those people in the city I talked to were right. These poor souls look like fruit dangling from the trees. The great wave left behind a sad harvest in this place.
A sad harvest. Some spicy soy sauce. Cool, cool. Tequila Sunset and Kim are just finding a fridge to put everything in. Right?
Wherever I look, some...
Hanged man. Rope.
Although the crows have already done a thorough job on him, from what's left, I'd say that the corpse belongs to a young man, barely of legal age, one of the many dark stars in the park. Although the crows from one of the...
Impossible.
That strikes me as disrespectful, and I don't think it would do anything for me.
Yes, but maybe this man would like some journaling.
I'd rather leave him to rest in peace.
Okay. Maybe he would like a bracelet.
I'd rather...
Let me guess. You'd rather leave him to rest in peace?
I'd rather...
Yes, but maybe he needs nails.
They may be corroded and somewhat deformed. I'd rather...
He'd rather leave him to rest in peace, guys.
A piece of glass, and therefore, in effect, damn it, a hard, thick piece of glass from the stained glass window I broke. Although according to Reverend Blake, the incident was a sign from God, and therefore, in effect, I was just a simple tool of his will. Damn it, that illuminated nutcase has infected me with his twisted rhetoric.
Yeah, I heard some people saying that there were some problems with Warcraft 3 Reforged. I don't really know anything about it.
I'd rather leave him to rest.
If all they were doing was literally giving it graphical updates, how could they fuck it up? I mean, Warcraft 3 is already a done game. Unless they tried to change shit about the gameplay, which would be a really stupid thing to do.
With the noose around its neck, the corpse's body sways in the wind like a rag doll.
Look, I could use some adventuring rope, so...
With the noose like... Impossible. One of its ends is tied to the crowbar, and the other... Well, the other is also tied to something.
I need this crowbar. They fucked it up big time? Wow.
An iron crowbar buried like a stake. Right now, the other end is around the neck of a corpse.
Okay, yeah, fuck being respectful. Take the damn crowbar. Good. Yes, he's like, I'll show respect to this corpse. Oh, a crowbar? Fuck it. Let him fall to the ground like a punk.
I'm glad I have it with me. A sturdy metal crowbar is a good traveling companion in this new world.
Metacritic score is 0.6 out of 10. Shut the fuck up! It couldn't possibly be that bad!
A tool that's solid, strong, and blunt. That's all the information I need to put it to use. I'm glad I have Why would I want to do something like that? Out of the question. I could break it if I hit it with this. That wouldn't serve any purpose. Out of the question. I can't use these two objects.
Can I get the rope?
Even on the ground, the noose squeezes that poor devil's neck like a boa constrictor.
What, 0.6? That's not good.
Even on the ground.
I got a rope and a crowbar. Now I'm ready to solve some shit.
It's an old rope, but in good condition, considering how long it's been exposed to the elements. But the stench it gives off is nauseating. The noose of the hanged man. I could allow myself a little joke about the title of a cheap western, if this smelly rope didn't still have strands of hair from the head of that boy who used it to hang himself.
Well, okay, that's kind of grim. That is an impressive... Yeah, I was looking forward to checking it out, too. That's updated? It's 0.5 now! What did they do? I don't understand. How did they mess it up?
A rotting bench overlooking purgatory. It looks like the kid who hanged himself from this tree climbed up on this and then jumped with the rope around his neck. Someone carved a suicide note into the wood. I hope you can find a way to forgive me someday. And it's signed with a pair of illegible initials. It looks like one of the many dark stars in the park. Although the crows have already done a thorough job on him, from what's left.
It's a glitch fest and looks like crap. Good job, Blizz.
It's impressive. The park was able to devour the fence effortlessly. The metal bars became like plasticine, molded by the whims of the vegetation. The fence was knocked down, flattened, and humiliated, and is asking for help by raising its twisted arms toward the sky. This moribund fence is a perfect example of entropy.
Listen, fucking...
It's impressive.
You don't have to anthropomorphify every single object we come across. Tons of glitches, colors are washed out in multiplayer and sometimes get bugged out, and enemy colors are the same as friendlies. But it's not actually done, right? Isn't this just like a beta that they're letting people play now or something?
The fence was this. It's impressive. The park was able to devour the fence.
Oh, it's supposed to be done, huh?
I don't think I'd gain. Hang him again? Good God, but why? What for?
Because it's what he wanted. Think about that?
I could tie the rope there, but what for? They already have their own rope. They won't want mine.
Let's see.
I'm afraid I can't do that. Doing something like that would not only be undignified, but above all, absolutely useless. Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help me at all. Forget it. They would make a pretty gruesome piñata.
Ew. Had to go there, didn't you?
This vegetation is so dense that all you can see are some flattened metal posts in there. There's no doubt that nature has taken over this corner of the city. And considering its proximity to the medical center, I bet this is the continuation of the wall of trees that crosses the compound from one end to the other.
Oh, this is how you get into the medical center, is by hacking your way through here. It should have postponed it? Yeah, I guess so. Warcraft 3 refunded. That's pretty good.
There's no doubt. And I bet the trees and bushes are
Impossible.
so close together here that I can hardly push the branches to one side with my hands. The thorns in these bushes are jabbing into me like metal spikes. I'm not going to be able to open up a path this way.
This guy's not very fucking motivated. If you can't get... Okay.
I bet...
This guy's just as bad a protagonist as that fucking Perseus from the movie we saw.
No. They're so intertwined that I'll only hurt myself if I try to part the branches with my hands again.
Won't be planned anytime soon. Well, maybe they'll fix it up in some patches or whatevs.
If I want to hack a path through this wall of vegetation, I'll have to use something that cuts better than this piece of glass. I don't see...
What about rope?
The wall of vegetation is so dense that I'd only end up breaking the rope if I tried to tie it there.
Doesn't make any sense.
Impossible. I'll need something that cuts better.
Impossible. That's what he says about everything. Impossible. 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 Those brambles are like whips. Yeah. Fucking Perseus. Okay, well, I do have a crowbar now.
The crowbar fits perfectly into the hole in the manhole cover.
Good. Before we just start jumping into men's holes, into manhole, let's talk about what else we could use this crowbar on. Like maybe helping the guy. Oh, let's get this.
Maybe with the help of the crowbar, I can get the subway sign off the wall.
Get a crowbar, you suddenly solve like every fucking puzzle in the game with just the crowbar.
Damn it! I've managed to tear it down, but the subway sign is broken in two.
Good job.
A subway sign split in two. That's what happens when you try to rip something off a wall without the right tools. What used to be a round subway sign is now two halves of a metal disc.
It's probably more useful like that, honestly.
A subway, that's... I doubt I'd accomplish anything. The subway sign is already broken in two. I don't see any point in breaking it anymore.
Still, you could have some fun playing the campaign, but if I was a multiplayer guy trying to PvP, I'd be pretty pissed. Well, you know they're gonna fix it quickly, right? I mean, they have to.
I don't think doing this... It's useless. I'll never get these nails through the metal of the subway sign. I doubt I'd accomplish... Better not. I doubt I'd accomplish...
Subway entrance.
A metal crowbar against bricks and cement? Seems like a lost cause.
Fine.
It doesn't look like it's...
Rope?
I could tie the rope there, but what for?
Okay. This guy's a real fucking pessimist, let me tell you. Lasso that traffic light.
This street light is several feet off the ground. I can't reach it.
That's what a rope is for. Okay. Seems like having the lowest Metacritic score of all time is kind of an honor. That's, it's hilarious. I'm gonna have to read some shit about this. Alright, crowbar the shit out of this.
I agree that violence is sometimes the shortest path between 2 points, but considering how heavy this padlock and the chain are, I'm not sure that brute force is going to help me open this door.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not going to give it to anyone. Then I wouldn't have it anymore. I don't quite see how I could use this here. I'm not going to give the rope...
Broken metal sign.
I prefer to hold on. I doubt I'd...
What about crowbar in the window?
That would be one way of getting into the house. But the noise of breaking glass would alert the soldiers posted nearby. I'd rather not think about what those savages would do to this old man. And me.
Need some tape. Alright. I can go... I wonder if I can get in the car with use of this crowbar. Crowbar. Hey, what's up, Sanganif? How you doing? There was some Danish cookies earlier that somehow we related to you in some way. I don't really remember now. Fucking... I feel like I could just guess that every time you come in, and I would make money, like on that, like if I was betting on the whole.
Okay, let's see if I can open this. Got it.
Crowbar solves everything.
Blah. It looked better from outside. Rainwater has seeped into the car. Now it's damp and mildewed. And it seems like the seat cover on the driver's side is a little loose. Blah. And it seems... Let's see. I'm sure that if I tug on it a little...
That wasn't a good sound effect.
The upholstery came off along with one of the elastic bands that was holding it to the seat.
Oh, that does sound useful.
With the cover removed, that seat looks even more depressing.
I'm starting to get a lot of useful shit now.
It's the scrap of fabric that was used as a seat cover in the abandoned car. Dirty, damp, and mildewed. I'm afraid it's seen better days. Why would I want to do this scrap of tattered fabric? That wouldn't serve. The seat cover, it's on its last legs. I'm not going to ruin it even more. This scrap of I can't use this scrap. I don't think doing it serves its purpose to a T. If you stretch it in both directions, the band becomes longer. And if you release it, well, I'd better not do that.
I don't need a real physics lesson on how an elastic band works.
Despite how it's the scrap of fabric, dirty, damp. Despite how tattered it is, the seat cover is quite thick and has lots of padding. One of the elastic bands that was... It serves... Well... Although both objects were together inside the abandoned car, for now I prefer to keep them separate. This elastic band doesn't fit in anywhere. Better not. That would be a waste of time. This elastic band doesn't... Why would I want to do something like that? This elastic band... That wouldn't... This elastic... I can't use...
Okay. Hungover is the answer to the question as to how you're doing. Yeah, I think that is the answer to said question. I guess we'll try going into... I don't think the crowbar is going to be good enough for these bars, but...
Nothing can be done. I could tie it here, but I still wouldn't be able to move these bars even an inch. The rope would break long before that. Use this here. This elastic... I don't think I'd gain any. I doubt I'd accomplish any...
Having a quiet day. Other than my PC, I pretty much got replaced. So what's going on with your PC then? Can't set it up because you must wait the customary year and a half of your people. What if I use the rope here?
As dead as that tree is, it still looks strong enough to tie the rope to. Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff here, in case the rope doesn't support my weight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't just leave stuff. Oh no. I left my crowbar. I don't know what else I left. Before I go down, I'll leave any tools that would remotely be useful.
I suppose the rain has been flooding the pit little by little. This water is so dark you can't even see the bottom. I suppose this... Underneath the surface, there must be many more of these stone things I see sticking out of the water. No doubt they're the remains of a structure that sank here. It seems like a small fragment of one of them is loose. Underneath the surface... This hole in the ground is steep walls of mud and earth. The distance to the bottom is several yards. How the hell was this cesspit formed? This hole...
I don't think I have anything I can use to collect water with.
I'm afraid I can't. What for? Cutting my hand. It doesn't look...
Maybe I can wash this.
It's a damp and decrepit seat cover from the car. I don't see how I'd be able to use it with that.
Could I clean it? No, no cleaning it?
I don't quite...
Pick up this loose piece. What is this?
Underneath the surface, no doubt that the remains... A small piece of sculpted marble. It's the head of an animal above what looks like flames or an open fire. Could it be a lion's head?
Oh, it's the lion above the fire. We found it.
Of course. It's a lion. The head of a lion above the flames. A small piece of sculpted... Could it be a... Out of the question. I don't think doing this... Out of the question. Better not. Out of the question. Why would I want...
Okay, so that's what that is for.
I have no idea what use this stone might have, but I'm sure this isn't it. Use this here? I have no idea. I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here. I doubt I'd accomplish...
Yeah, let's climb back out. I need my fucking crowbar back. Use your body to collect the water.
I'll get my stuff.
Good. Nails? Nails were too heavy to descend with? But not a broken metal sign. Or a seat cover. Too heavy to descend with some nails.
Beating these two objects together wouldn't...
Well, I can take this back to the... to the Reverend now, at least. That's one thing I can do. I also haven't gone down in the sewer grate yet, so...
This quilted fabric fits the size of the window perfectly.
Which will enable me to cushion the blow and muffle the sound of breaking it. Presumably.
Okay, let's try this. And let's cross our fingers that the seat cover absorbs the noise of the breaking glass. If the soldiers next door find me, they'll blow my head off without bothering to ask questions.
Yeah, super quiet.
You've done it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm safe now.
Give me those bolt
God
cutters.
bless you, stranger. You saved my life.
Take
Bolt
care
cutters.
of yourself, old man. And I don't have to tell you, don't open the door to strangers.
Bolt cutters. Fucker, he didn't give me the bolt cutters. Yo, he left them behind.
It's the pair of bolt cutters the old man could barely get his hands around. Once he's safe, he won't be needing them anymore. It's the pair of...
I'll be needing them.
A rather old and dull pair of bolt cutters. Could that be why I couldn't open the padlock on that door? I'm afraid that in the condition they're in, I'll have to use them on softer materials if I want to accomplish anything.
It's probably got something more to do with the fact that you have like an 8 strength, dude.
A heavy pair of old-fashioned bolt cutters, like the ones locksmiths use. A rather old and... I'm afraid... Even if I could, I wouldn't cut this object in two. Then, I wouldn't have it anymore.
You'd have twice as many.
That wouldn't... Even if I could. I have no doubt this subway... I can't use these... No... And I'm afraid...
Wait, what?
No, the poster would end up as confetti. And I'm afraid we don't have much to celebrate.
Nonsense. This is a happy apocalypse.
Even if I could. I don't think doing this... This chain and padlock... Whoever did this... This home already has an owner. Let's leave him in peace.
I can't go visit him? That's not... Okay. So I can go to the priest. And, let's see if these guys have anything new to say. I don't
Can I
think
ask
they
you a few
do.
questions?
Sure. Can't you...
Oh, no.
Thanks.
Can't you see we're very busy? No, actually, I can't see that because you're just standing here. Celebrate with Ramon. God damn it, Ramon. The boon of this game. And by that I mean the name boon, not the word boon.
Excuse me. I wanted to talk to you again. I think it's best that I leave you in peace.
Yes, leave my brother in peace.
There's still bring...
Yeah, I got your stupid thing. Here.
The head of the lion above the flames. I think this must be yours.
The head of the lion.
Yep.
The head of the lion above the flame.
Yep.
The ruins of the temple still exist. Salvation is still possible. We can prevent it. We can still prevent it. Don't you understand?
You're gonna send me back in
The
time?
annihilation of time. The wrath of God for our arrogance.
Okay.
There's still time.
Oh, he dropped his fucking dowsing rod.
I have to go back to the ruins of the temple.
Wait a minute! Whew. There's no question in my mind. This man is a complete lunatic.
Sorry I sent your brother running off like a maniac. Not that sorry, though.
When Reverend Blake ran out, he dropped this strange, improvised cross. This man seems totally possessed. When Reverend...
Boom. I got your magic talisman.
Reverend Blake's cross. A stick with a very, very striking shape. Reverend Blake's cross. Use that with this. Better not. Use that. So, let's see. I just made a primitive homemade slingshot.
This is the second game in a row in which I've made myself a primitive slingshot.
What used to be a round subway sign. It's a powerful homemade slingshot. I don't know if it's intuition or what little is left of my memory, but I have a hunch that I was extremely clumsy with these kind of things.
The elastic that you pulled off of a car seat cover is not going to be a powerful slingshot.
It could be very useful to me, if I was any good at using it. But I'm afraid I'd only stab myself in the eye if I tried to shoot something with a slingshot.
It's for the boys, right? It's for the boys, so that they can shoot the guard tower. Yeah, the audio of the voices always drops during cutscenes for some reason, and I don't know why.
Why would I want to do something like that?
There's no cutscene volume option.
They could be the perfect projectile, but these nails would end up shredding the rubber band on the slingshot. Besides, something tells me I'm not very good at using...
Yeah, I get it. It's for the boys. Yeah, I understand, Protagonist.
No matter how... That wouldn't serve. No matter how hard I try, I can't use these two. No matter how hard... I don't think doing... No matter... It's the cross. It depicts an ancient instrument.
What if I just...
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Cross-on-cross action.
The bolt cutters are very worn. I'm not going to waste energy using them without good reason. Better not. That would be a waste of time.
Okay. So that's done. Use parishioners. Let's go back out. So what I could do now is I could go back to the ruins of the temple and see what he's doing there. I could give the slingshot to the boys. Or I could go into the sewer grate thing. Bolt cutters aren't going to help me here.
It doesn't look like...
Okay, let's go. Oh, maybe I can use the bolt cutters on the hedge in the park, too. Imagine cutting through fucking thick, thorny hedges with bolt cutters, though. That would take a while. But presumably it should be possible. Nasty-ass fish.
I doubt I'd accomplish anything.
So... let's go in the manhole. Amazing. Let me guess.
Wait a minute.
Too dark.
I'm not going to climb down any further. It's totally dark in there. And it would be crazy to go into these sewers without any light.
Okay. Well, I know where there's a lantern, but I don't know if my guy will actually take it. Kind of curious, though. Let's go see if we can get the lantern, and we can also give the slingshot to the boys. What happens if I just try to casually slingshot these guys?
Rifles against slingshots? That would be a real tight contest. Even if I wanted to get rid of them, it's 3 against 1. I don't think I'd stand a chance.
I could fucking kill motherfuckers with tongs, like the badass blacksmith lady in... Well, it could be spoiler alert. In a certain show. Will remain unnamed.
The entire world is turned into a trash heap. Do I really think I'm going to find someone who wants a handful of rusty nails?
I mean... yes?
Attack those soldiers? That would be a great way to commit suicide. I'll make a mental note in case the time comes for that. It doesn't seem like...
Okay. Can I just shank these guys with glass? They'd never be expecting it.
It took a lot to get it. I'm not going to give up this piece of glass just yet.
All right. Let's go. Maybe if they cause a distraction by shooting the slingshot, it'll cause these guys to leave and I can get what's in the saddlebag and or steal the motorcycle. Check this out, kids. Good one.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, kids.
We got Mom out of the house. Now what about that reward?
Yeah, I got something. Yeah, we talked about this before, Saito. We've decided that it's fine for the boys to get shot by the guards.
Yes. I think I have something you might like. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, you're not.
They're just kids. And this could get them into trouble.
Yeah.
I know perfectly well what they're going to use it for, but their aim is amazing. And a little commotion on the camp fence could be a good thing for everyone. Besides, they want to do something
Except for the
father,
dead boys.
and those pigs at the gate deserve a surprise.
What is it, Michael? Tell us, what is it?
Do I actually have a choice to not give this to them and not do this way? Let's wait, then.
I'm sorry, kids. What I brought is not really appropriate for you. I'll keep looking for a good reward, okay?
Okay, Michael.
I did the right thing. Well, at least I think so.
I can come back and give it to them if I still need to, you know what I'm saying?
Better not. In my clumsy hands, this slingshot is already dangerous enough unloaded. I don't quite see how I could use this here. Heaven is a bit far, and I'm afraid in this filthy... No, someone with better aim would have to do it. I couldn't hit the target from here.
Okay. So, let's see if we can get... Let's see what she has to say. Probably nothing.
Did you bring me what?
No,
Oh, that's right. I don't have her morphine yet. Never mind. Yeah,
Did you bring me...
I get it. You're mad. Yeah, bye. I could go try to get the lamp. The lantern. Maybe I can use the crowbar on these guys. Hashtag January. I doubt that I can, but...
Better not. There are twice as many of them. If I wanted to attack them, I'd be starting off at a clear disadvantage.
You're right. Wait till they sleep. They have to sleep.
Better not. I'm not going to give it to anyone.
These guys are playing Caravan.
These guys have improvised. There's no doubt that necessity...
Okay, let's see if I can get the... Can I take the lamp now?
I'm not going to snuff out this oil.
Motherfucker! You need it to go in the sewer! Take the damn lamp!
The oil lamp is better not fool. Shoot over there, even if I had a projectile handy. I consider myself rather clumsy. I just end up getting my fingers caught in the elastic.
This guy, he used all of his physical stats as dump stats. He's got no strength, no dexterity, doesn't seem to have much constitution. I don't know what he puts his stats in, because he's not exactly a fountain of personality or wisdom, from what I can tell. And he doesn't seem that brilliant either. What's wrong with this guy? Did he roll for stats and just roll really badly on everything?
A photo of my host and his family. However, Rod and his wife...
I don't think there's any reason to use this with anything, but... Dirty dishes, oven... Why can't I
Rod and his family have bolted it from the other side. It's clear they don't want to be disturbed. Once more, I don't think I can force the door open with this tool.
Bruh, if you can't force open a door in a fucking tiny little, like, camping trailer, I could force that door open with a breadstick.
Use this heat.
But I shouldn't force it open even if I could, so that's kind of the main point here.
The light from the oil lamp fills the room with shadows, although the alternative would...
You know, it'd be great, taking this lamp.
I'm not going to snuff...
Oh, I hate you so much. Okay, well, he won't take the lamp. That means we need to find a different light source.
I have no intention of putting... There's no... Can I ask you a few questions?
I'll answer.
He won't
Well,
answer shit. Okay, well, the hunter said he can get me, quote, anything I need. So far, every single thing I've needed he hasn't been able to get me, but maybe he can get me a fucking light. How about our buddy here?
Hello, mister.
Still?
I should be going...
Can I do anything with this light fix? Oh, light fixture. But that light's not going to have any power if I just took it. Drums.
Even if I had...
I'm going to electrocute myself now by using some bolt cutters on a... Well, they got rubber handles, right? It'll be fine.
This cable is too high. I'm not going to be able to cut it from here.
Now, let's go in and talk to the... Alright, Hunter, I need a light.
Hi, Mike. So what brings you here?
Apparently nothing brings me here.
I should be going now.
Fine, Mike. Remember, no question.
We can get you whatever you need, except anything you might actually need. Crowbar them up?
Better not. There are too many of them. I'd rather not. The New World is violent enough without going around hitting its inhabitants for no good reason. I prefer to hold on to it.
Okay. Well, other option then would be to... Well, let's hold off on the murdering the kids thing. I'm sure the bolt cutters are not going to be good for these bars. They said the bolt cutters are all dull and everything, and...
Impossible. If these bolt cutters didn't have any effect on the chain and padlock, I doubt they're going to get anywhere with these bars either.
He loves saying impossible. He loves it so much. Crowbar didn't work here either. We already tried it. Is the minister over here? No, I guess this doesn't constitute the ruins of the temple, even though this is where we found the temple relic thing. No, don't go down there. Those super heavy nails. Half-Life 2 taught me anything. It's that dystopian societies can be overthrown with a simple crowbar. Yeah, and that's what we're going to do here, I have a feeling.
The road leading into the refugee camp. Mud, dust, and dirt gives new arrivals a warm welcome.
And then never lets them leave. Traffic light. I don't suppose I can gaffle that up somehow.
Without electricity, this traffic...
Oh, it doesn't even have electricity. Okay, right. Oh, the other thing I could try to do is cut through the... No. Is cut through the, the hedges with the, bolt cutters. I don't know what the nasty ass fish are for. place is very creepy and alarming.
I don't think I'd gain.
There we go.
Let's see what's on the other side of this hedge.
I'll wager I can get through there now.
No.
I was hedging my bets.
These visions. My head.
You won't get any of his things. I won't allow it. Do you hear me?
Michael, is that you? Thank God we found you. It's me, Chris. Don't you recognize me? But there is a solution, Michael. All is not lost. There is still a possibility of salvation for us. For each and every one of us.
You have to stop this, Michael. You have to quit.
I can't do it.
It's destroying us, don't you see? It's killing us.
It's that demon inside me.
Demon inside me.
I'm so sorry.
These visions are getting more intense all the time. The pain is unbearable. Who's Chris? Salvation is still possible, he said. Could that be true? And once again, that female voice that's been haunting me since I woke up. Who is she? Why was she so distressed? What the hell happened to us? Or is going to happen to us?
There's some similarities between this and Disco Elysium. I mean, not similarities in terms of how good the game is, obviously. But, updated my journal. Chris, the man in my vision, said that there's still a chance for salvation. Could that be true? Okay, I don't know. So,
what was once an impenetrable wall now has a comfortable passageway that's just my size. There's nothing like a pair of bolt cutters for getting through a solid wall of vegetation. What was once there.
View of the hospital compound. You know what we need a view of, you guys? It's time to chill out. That's right, it's ice time! Ice time! Ice time! Ice time! Ice time! Ice time! It is time for ice! And it's ice time! It's ice time! It's ice time! It's ice time! Ice time! Ice time! It is time for ice! No hashtag ice time in chat. Disappointed. Okay. Back into it. Okay. Check out the compound.
From here, I'll have a magnificent view of the hospital compound. In truth, the part that's visible from the road is only a fraction of it. The vegetation conceals a much larger area. From here, I'll have
We got a storage depot with barrels.
The trees and bushes conceal structures where hundreds and hundreds of metal barrels are being stored. Whatever's inside them, there must be thousands of gallons of it down there.
I was thinking, you know, it'd be fun. What if I streamed Daggerdale in its entirety? Just for you, Saito.
Whatever.
Imagine being able to interact during the playing of Daggerdale.
Whatever.
I know that game is bad because I've literally never heard another person on Earth mention it. Ever. No one has ever mentioned that game. Well, I mean, Saito, you've mentioned it in the context of having watched my playthrough of it, but like, literally no one has ever even acknowledged that that game exists. All right.
Whatever's inside.
Guess we'll go down here and see what's up. It was a magical experience. Hey, suddenly we've got like kind of an old boy camera view. Electrified wire sounds bad.
More of that barbed wire that adorns all the city's buildings. If I get up close enough, I can hear a slight buzz, a sure sign that this fence is electrified. The charred remains of 1 or 2 hapless birds are hanging from the top of this fence, which means that the voltage used to electrify the wire is extremely high. More of that barbed. If I get up.
Dinner. To fight a dragon at the end. Like, I literally don't even remember the end of the game. It was so... I don't really remember anything about the game, except for who keeps breaking my barrels.
There's a flat metal object buried in the bushes, but I can't see it very well from this side of the fence.
Because the game was so bad. Possibly the worst D&D licensed game ever. I don't know, there's been some kind of bad ones. But that might be the worst one, actually.
I have no intention of sticking my arms through this electrified fence. As a suicide option, I think I'd rather use the park next door.
Don't be scared. Look, these are rubber handled. We'll be fine.
Despite the condition of the bolt cutters, I think they'd be capable of cutting the wire, but it's metal, and there must be thousands of volts running through it. I'd end up frying myself in a matter of seconds. Forget it. By the sound of it, there must be a massive amount of voltage running through the wire on this fence. I'd only manage to fry myself.
What about Hillsfar? You know, Hillsfar is not very good, but at the time when Hillsfar first came out, I bought it and played it, and I didn't love it, but I actually got quite a bit of entertainment out of Hillsfar at the time. I would certainly never fucking play it again in this day and age, but
forget it. I'd only
poster.
Forget it. I don't. Forget it.
Okay. I'm running out of possibilities here. Running out of possibilities. Hanged man. Fence. What was cool about Hillsfar was, if I recall correctly, you could transfer your characters from Pool of Radiance into Hillsfar, do stuff in Hillsfar, and like gain XP and stuff, and then transfer from that to the next game in the main Gold Box series, and like you could get stuff for the next game in Hillsfar, which is probably like the only reason I played it. But I could be mistaken, but I think you could do that. Tree stump, nasty ass fish, security fence. This isn't gonna work.
Forget it. The guards would blow my head off the minute I tried it.
Right, of course they would. I'm kind of thinking I need that fucking motorcycle. Or a light source. Where am I gonna get a light source? Go into the sewer. I mean, we've got... It really annoys me that there's a fucking lit lantern and I can't just take it. Also, there's candles in here and I can't take one of them. Apparently we're very fucking picky about what light sources we'll use.
Can I ask you?
Sure, can't you?
You looking to die, Ramon?
Thanks for the...
I don't have anything I could make a torch out of. A torch could be easily lit, but... Venture game logic. Can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. Can't do anything with these guys until I have. I might be forced to give the slingshot to the boys. Maybe I can fuck with this generator. Oh no, these guys are watching though. If I try to fuck with the generator, they get all bajig with me. I don't know how to get rid of them.
They're not going to let me take them. Even though it's just small change, these guys are playing poker like those coins were worth millions. These guys have improvised a card table. There's no doubt.
Can't go in the van, they stop me. Can't do anything with the generator, they stop me.
Hey, my pot! Extreme. You don't have...
I don't feel like there's anything I can do with the water tank.
The bolt cutters are very... No. Denting that water tank will make this new world a better place. I'm afraid I... Better not. There are... What for? Cutting my... A thick wall of scrap. It's a good 20... Cars, machines... This place...
Still don't know what I'm supposed to do with all this. So it says I can't reach the electrical cable.
Okay, here goes. It's impossible to budge these drums.
But I also can't move the drums to climb up of. Maybe I can puncture the drums, let whatever's in them out, so that I can lift them.
It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
Okay. It's not gonna work.
What for? Cutting my... I don't quite see... What for?
God damn it.
The bolt cutters are so dull, they wouldn't even be able to scratch the metal on these drums.
Getting the drums open seems
What
difficult.
for? What for?
Don't know how to move the drums. Without moving the drums, I can't get to the cable. Can't really do anything with this light fixture either.
On the outside, though, judging from the lid... This bright light... There are some insects that end up getting...
Insects.
The bolt cutters are very... It's too high.
Of course it's too high. Can't use the slingshot because...
Use this... I doubt I'd accomplish...
They put a lot of lines in for almost every item combination. Yeah, did you didn't see any of my playthrough of Gibbous, did you? It was really good, actually. It was a really good adventure game. And they had so many fucking lines for doing stuff that you weren't allowed to do. Some of them were quite funny.
The entire world is turned... It doesn't seem... I'd rather... The new world is... I'm not gonna give it to...
Hello again. What can I get for you?
I saw a bunch of...
Nothing. Take my advice, pal.
Okay. I'm not really... Stain from the bartender... Someone went to all the... Just to... That's Hank the Hunter. His business...
Hank's like, I can get you anything you
Hi, Mike.
need.
So what bring...
But then he can't, actually.
Tell me.
That's a good... You know, now, the new world...
A new life?
Yeah, but I think it was the old... When all the...
This guy
You
loves
got it.
the apocalypse.
And that...
Sounds like even the end of... Yes, Hank.
I knew it, but don't call...
A friend of...
Friendship. Do I... Well, look, dude. Sometime... But if...
Where?
There's a... I bet my bottom dollar that if you can find a way... You know, I
He
like
literally
you,
told me
Stay
these
away
exact
from
things
those.
before. Why would I update my journal right now?
I should be...
Fine. Remember... No...
He literally told me the same thing he told me before. There's a light. There's a cord. There's all kinds of lights in here, but I can't apparently have any of them. I'm starting to feel like I need to give the... slingshot to the kids. 'Cause... nothing else seems to... You really can't take the oil lamp, huh?
I'm not gonna snuff out this oil.
Oh my god. You're garbage.
Better not. I'd hate... Better not. The oil lamp better not fool. The oil lamp better not fool.
Yeah, Gibbous was really good. You should play it or watch my playthrough of
The
it.
oil lamp is better not...
Okay. Ixnay on the oil lamp.
I'm not gonna do it. Too many things around me have already gone up in smoke. The entire world has been reduced to ashes.
I mean, it starts off a little bit unexciting, but as it gets later into the game, it starts getting really interesting.
A box that used to hold Danish butter cookies.
Danish butter cookies.
Probably the one, God forgive us.
But there's no way to get into this room or do anything with these people. Tried banging stuff on the window. It doesn't work, so they want to be left alone. Well, I think it's time to arm some children to get themselves killed. Time to recruit some child soldiers. Let's just save. Wrong way. I could try giving them... Oh, they don't want nails. I could try giving them everything
Those
else.
boys are expecting, and I don't... Those boys, and I don't...
I think they would find a crowbar very exciting.
Those boys, and I...
Everybody finds a crowbar exciting. Everybody.
Those boys, and I...
Fine. Give him a slingshot.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, kid.
We got my...
Yes, I don't know. They're just kids, but their aim is amazing. Besides, and those...
What is it, Michael? Tell us, what is it?
There you go.
I know it's something you're really going to like. Here you go. It's a slingshot.
It's a slingshot. Thank you, Michael. With this, we'll be able to hit the watchtowers.
Kid's getting gunned down in front of me in 5.
That'll teach you pigs.
This is gonna be bad. Oh no. Oh shit! They killed him! Okay. Now the kids can run, they should be okay. They'll probably think he just fell out of the tower.
You hit him! Haha, yes! So what do we do now? I don't know. We've got to get out of here. Quickly! Run!
Find your next kill.
I better take this with me.
I'm taking it with me, really? After all that talk about how I could never really use
It's a powerful...
this.
I don't know if it, but I have a hunch that... I'm not going to pick them up. I'm sure. Besides...
Look, I have a slingshot. I'm really not going to take some rocks to use with it, just in case.
It's an old wooden... Now it's something... One of the many towers... It seems like in a hurry. One of the many towers... It seems like the sentry in this one came down in a hurry.
Came down in a hurry.
It's crazy. Where's the limit? The view from... Until you get a look from this side.
Alright, I should be able to go do some shenanigans at the gate now. So let's come over here.
A small military...
Let's hit these saddlebags up, finally. Flashlight? Rubber gloves.
No trace of tools. Inside the saddlebag, there's just a pair of worn motorcycle gloves.
Rubber gloves, though. Useful for getting through an electric fence.
The type of gloves motorcyclists wear. And although I can get my hands into them, they're not exactly my size. It's not that I don't find them practical, but I can't help considering them a consolation prize. Naturally, I would rather have taken the motorcycle.
You hear the guy scream, January! Hey, I didn't shoot him.
There's no need to... Why would I want to... There's no need... That wouldn't serve... There's no need... I can't use these two... There's no need... I don't think... There's no...
Can I take the motorcycle now?
Clean and well-maintained. Although... Oh, shit. The key's not in the ignition. One of the soldiers on sentry duty must have it. Anyway, I should have figured as much.
So there will be no stealing the motorcycle right now to get through the gate legitimately. But now that I have rubber gloves, maybe I can use them. Wrong way. Maybe I can use them to somehow disable this fence.
Okay, I'll wear the gloves to cut the electrified wire.
Good. It's just
Perfect.
that simple.
With the help of a pair of bolt cutters, all electrified fences cease to seem so menacing. That's a proven fact. With the help of that...
And over here there's a half-buried plate.
There's a flat metal object buried in the bushes. Let's see what's down here. It's a trapdoor.
Trapdoor?
And it looks like it hasn't been used in a long, long time.
Cool. Let me guess, it's too dark. Oh no. Well, there is a lot of darkness in here.
This door leads to a dingy back room. What the hell could be in here? I can hear the buzz of electricity coming from inside, but I can't figure out anything more without a little more light.
If only there was a fucking lantern.
This door leads... I can...
If only there was a fucking lantern. What the fuck? Oh no, this is their hospital of horrors. Their HOH. Alright, well, I think that's about all we have time for tonight. The stream was pretty beefy. It went almost 9 hours, so I feel there's a decent amount of beef there. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Dead Synchronicity. Tomorrow Comes Today.